Hey, what's up everyone? In today's video we'll be looking at the Ikon RW6. This is a newish lock from Ikon. It's a dimple lock with 6 pins and some nice pins in there. So let's take a look at the key. It's pretty massive, I would say. We have 6 cuts for the pins, for the main stack in here. And we have some cuts for passive pins on the side and on the top. Other than that, there's nothing else to talk about. The housing is interesting, probably mainly because we can see that there are 2 grooves for a sidebar that is obviously not in this lock, but I guess it is used for some other Ikon locks that do have a sidebar. The plug is actually there's a lot of going on, but most of these holes or chambers are for passive pins. You can tell there are some on the bottom, on the side, and we have 6 chambers for the main pins. There is no counter or overmilling. I can see that there is some space for drill protection, but it's empty, so I think it's an optional thing you can pay for if you want, and they just put some inserts in there. Probably the most interesting part, or the selling point, one of the selling points of this lock is the keyway. You can tell that the profile is pretty interesting, and as far as I know, this profile was actually designed with the help of German lockpicking community, so you can tell that it's really kind of restrictive. So if we look at it more closely, the pins are, if the pins are on top, they're hanging like in here, and this wording really limits your movement of your flag a lot. So my recommendation, if you're picking this lock, is to use this ledge to put your shaft in there and sort of pick it like, hopefully I will be able to show it like this, right? So yeah, something like this. So the shaft of the flag will be resting here, and you will rotate and lift the pins in here. The max lifts can be a bit of a problem, especially if they are in the back. So you need to make sure that your flag is small enough to clear this piece of wording that is on the top left. So that's something to think about, but as soon as you find your comfortable flag or one that fits, it gets more easier. So yeah, let's take a look at the drivers. So we have 2 kinds of driver pins in here. So this is the first one. I'm not sure if it's visible, but the spools have a little bit of tapering. That means that the the white part that is on the edge is sort of like this. It doesn't go like this. So that's the tapering shape, tapered shape. It's very common in the Ikon locks. So we have 3 spools that look like this, and we have 3 drivers that are sort of serrated, and they are also ever so slightly tapered on their edges. Can it focus? I don't think it can. So anyway, I hope you can appreciate. I will try to maybe zoom on it. Maybe you will see it better. Yeah, now I think it's obvious that the edges are tapered. So that's nice, and that really translates into how this lock picks. And for the key pins, we also have some interesting shapes. Let's see if we can do a focus. We can. So yeah, this key pin also has a light serration on the top. It also has a tapered top, so it's kind of easy to overset. And if you overset it too much, the shear line will get caught in this serration in here, and you will get into trouble. So, but I think most of all it's used for bump protection. That's my guess. but it also can create some problems when picking. So basically, the whole problem with this lock comes from the tapered effect. That means that you will need to set the pins a lot of times before they settle above the shear line. You will get more clicks out of each pin, you will still have some light feedback, and suddenly when you least expect it, you will drop into a deep falset and you will only have like one or two spools left to pick. So my recommendation is heavy tension and be patient. Do not go for some too strong movements. Just look for any sort of small feedback and move on, and you will be rewarded, I guess. So to pick this lock, I found that the flag that worked best for me is this trusty old spooks flag, but I'm pretty sure some MP flag, maybe even 10, would be good to pick it. And to tension it, I use this multi-pick SP45, sort of a Z-bar, which I really like. Okay, so let's go ahead and get it picked, I guess. Alright, here we go with this Ikon RW6. Key works. We'll be going counterclockwise and apply some pretty heavy tension. Okay, so let's start something kind of 1 and 3, maybe even 4, nothing on 5 or 6. Back to 1, another click there, another click on 3 and 4, and now maybe something out of 5. 1 is loose, 2 is loose, 3 is binding again. I'll click there, and 4 as well, and 5. And now it's just a question of nudging these pins. I'll click on 2, so that means we're getting some progress. Okay, some nice click out of 4, and 5 is binding harder. Okay, click on 5, back to 1, 1 should be good, 2 is binding. I'll click on 2 now, 3 as well, 4 is good, 5 and nothing on 6. Okay, more binding on 2, another nice click there, 3 is good, 4 is good, 5, okay, click on 5 and a really deep falset, so should be stuck on some spool, and if I remember correctly it should be 6, yes, so counter rotation on 6, and there's the open. Okay, so let's get this lock and see what's in there. Okay, let me just remove this and probably turn off the autofocus and adjust the angle a bit. Okay, so I got some stuff prepared for the gutting, but of course not the wrench. Should be here. Okay, so we have one of these clips. Hopefully this will work. Maybe not. It looks like actually a pretty strong clip, honestly. So how to approach this? Okay, let me try this one more time. Okay, I think this is not gonna work. Although it moved a little bit, so maybe. Boy, this clip is actually really in there, isn't it? Can I do not know if I can like fit the. Okay, I will try a screwdriver then. this. Yep, that worked. That worked right away. Okay, the clip is finally gone. And here's our key. I will shim it just to make sure, but I think there's just some passive pins on sides. I think there will be some on the bottom and on the right side, so I will do my best to catch them. Okay, out you go. Okay, so I can see some passive pins here actually, so I will dump them. There's 3 on the left. So I will put them on top and maybe even on bottom. Yes, there are 2 on the bottom. So there's the passives. Now I will try to cut the key pins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on. Okay, 6 and 5. That went really nicely. Usually key pins don't really want to jump out like this, but these ones were actually pretty smooth. Okay, let me just flip them. Okay, now the drivers. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. That should be all. And now some springs, and they fell out really nice as well. You can tell that the lock is new. Okay, so I think we have the lock pretty much got it. So a nice close-up, and yeah, so that was the Ikon RW6. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and see you next time with the next one. Bye.